2023 has and will be a really good year for the amount of game exclusives being released. Just today, Final Fantasy 16 for the PS5 just released, and it's being amazingly received, even though it's technically not an exclusive. They just decided to f PC players for no real reason. We just got Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which did numbers, and a whole bunch of even more great games that we have to look forward to during the second half of 2023. And of course, of those games getting released, it'll finally include Xbox's supposed return to big time and competitive game exclusives, being Starfield. This obviously isn't their first exclusive of the year that they released, but I mean, look at that lineup. This is all that matters. And I've told you all before, and I don't care how many people think I'm too optimistic about it, but I still have high hopes for Starfield, at least as a decent exploration title, and maybe even having the best NPCs in a while in the game. I mean, the social system looks like it could be really intuitive. But as excited that I am for the title, my bad for the light, I don't know. Jesus might be outside or something. I still can't help but be cautious about it, especially when concerning some of the rumors I've heard about it from the playtesters and game journalists from their experience. And unfortunately, one of the more recent things I've heard about the game, which isn't necessarily a rumor and more of a fact since it came from the creative director himself, Todd Howard, as he explained something crucial about one of the game's main factors being exploration. Todd recently sat down with the YouTube podcast Kinda Funny Games, really cool guys by the way, and he said regarding the amount of space exploration with the game's apparent 1,000+ planets, only 10% of them will actually have life on them and be unique with thorough planet designs. To be clear, this isn't a bad thing about the game, as it's supposed to mimic the real-life Goldilocks zone theory on how there's only a select number of planets distant from the sun that's actually inhabitable. When I think I just can't turn into more of a nerd, I just had to say some shit like that. And even with just 10% of supposedly 1,000+ planets, it's close to over 100 planets with unique designs, which is well over enough for an entire game, and probably even more than the casual player will even get to explore. So the amount of planets that the game has isn't the issue, but where it gets a little unclear and possibly a gameplay flaw is that throughout these hundreds of planets, how will the game differentiate the planets from, the really good ones to the planets that are just filler and likely going to be used for mining materials in desolate areas? From all that we saw from the recent Starfield Direct showcase, which I broke down in an earlier video, the star map that shows the nearby planets that you can fast travel to only shows vague and, base level planet attributes like gravity, planet materials, and, things like that. However, to get the planet specific traits, you'd actually have to explore the planet and see what's actually inside of it to know if it's, worth really exploring, at least from the gameplay that they showed us in the showcase. Nothing I'm saying is 100% confirmed, but, with what we got, it's a little concerning. And as a game that's fixated on exploring, the worst case scenario for the title is that there isn't any distinguishing way for the player to know if any of these 1,000+ planets are the ones that are, actually worth exploring, which could lead to annoying and repetitive gameplay, which could lead to Redfall all over again. Now, even if this is the case, for the game, one might argue that the exploration is what will make it fun, and not knowing what planets have life on them adds to the immersion. And I think that may be true if there were only like 100 planets total in the game, but for 1,000? Come on, bro. I like immersion too, but at the end of the day, it's still a video game. I'm not trying to go through 1,000 planets just to see which ones have humans on it that I can and that's not even a joke. There's apparently going to be romance with the NPCs in the game. So hopefully the creative director only left out some of the details about the game exploration, and this isn't the case, because if so, the game could quickly go from fun to being mature. So what do you guys think about this Starfield news, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe, leave a like for Jesus since he's still outside. And I'll see you on the next one.